It's brunch with Brian. Hey, everybody. Good morning. And so here we are on a Monday, and I like to call it fresh start. Whenever a Monday falls near the beginning of a month, I always say it's fresh start Monday. So every new week is like a fresh start, and every new month is like a fresh start. So June, and we are in a very specific time of the year right now. Basically, it's summertime. So June, July, August, and there's a lot of real estate activity during the summer because people are moving, their kids are out of school. And so a lot of people are trying to do things during the summer real estate wise. So there's activity going on. There's plus you can go see properties. There's no snow or anything. And it stays light later, which is always nice. So you can go see properties in the daytime, in the light, even though it's 6:30 at night. Whereas in the winter, it's dark. So that's a big plus. So there's a lot of great things about the fact that we're coming into summer and coming into the beginning of June. So it's an extra special fresh start Monday today. So whenever we have a fresh start, what do we always go back to? The basics. So going back to the basics, what are the basics? Brian's GPS, your success trinity. Brian's GPS is what? Goals, plans, and schedule. GPS, goals, plans, schedule. I always refresh myself whenever there's the beginning of a month or a week to refresh my goals and plans and schedule. So what's your GPS for June? What's your goals, your plans, and your schedule for June? Okay, what's your GPS? What's going to guide you to success this month? And so what's your goals for this month? One deal. Okay, let's try to get a deal, one deal. We're not asking for the moon. We're asking you to talk to enough people per week, 20 calls a week at least, to find a deal. Okay, so if you do 20 calls every week, and obviously if you don't have a property for sale, you're not talking to buyers, you're talking to sellers. So almost all these calls, unless you're talking to realtors, but otherwise you're talking to landlords, FSBOs, listed property owners, realtors, things like people like that. So remember, you can always start fresh. So wherever you are right now, whatever you've done in the past, wherever you are with your real estate, let's start over. Let's have a fresh start for this summer. All it takes is one deal to really turn things around sometimes. So let's get a really good deal, get a big non-refundable option deposit, and make some good money this summer. All right. So what's you're striving again for 25 calls a week. That's your baseline KPI. I always like to talk about your KPIs too, your key performance indicators. So your baseline KPI is what? It's 20 phone calls. Okay. I'd like you to throw in deal meetings. Yes, I'd love it if you went out on 4 deal meetings a month. That's pretty ambitious. Maybe 2 deal meetings a month at least. 2 deal meetings a month, and you close one of them, that's your deal for the month. Okay. So let's get out there. Let's make our calls. Let's have a fresh start Monday today, and a fresh start for June, and a fresh start for our career. And summer 2024 is the summer you're going to bust out and start doing a lot of deals. Okay. So let's all get a deal by the end of the month. Hey, Roger, good morning. Good to see you, buddy. And JT buys houses. Awesome. What's up, JT? I love it. JT, you got to come back all the time and comment. I don't know if you guys are there unless you say something. I want to set up an interview with you and Lynette. All right. Well, let me know, JT. You know what? You can always send us emails at support@thewolfcouple.com. Support@thewolfcouple.com. Isabel. Love Monday KPIs. Yes, get you going. Reset for the week and the month right now because we're at the beginning of June, the month. Brian, question, you call a seller and they say no to terms. What's your follow-up system usually like? Look, if somebody will not take monthly payments, there's only really one option. If they, obviously we love creative financing deals but people have to be willing to take monthly payments. And they have to be willing to do it for probably 2 years. Usually it's hard to make money on 1 year unless they're wheeling and dealing and giving you a good bargain on the purchase price. Usually 1 year is not long enough to do a great deal. 2 years, still tight, but doable. So when they say no to terms, at least I try to say, well, can't you at least do it? First, I'll say, would you consider monthly payments, or is it possible you take monthly payments? And so if they say anything but a hard no, I feel like I'm still in the game. Okay. If they say, well, that's a yes to me. If they say, well, okay. So if they don't say a hard no, I feel like I still have a chance. But if they do say a hard no, sometimes if they say no, you got to get to the bottom of it. Okay. So why are you saying no? So that's my first piece of advice, guys. When someone says absolutely no way will I do terms, will I take monthly payments, I say, well, okay. So normally I've tried to build up enough rapport at that point where I kind of understand their situation a little bit. I've said, so you're moving. So do you guys know where you're moving to? So when are you looking to move? Those two questions. When are you looking to move? And do you guys know where you're moving to? Do you know where you're moving to? Those two questions a lot of times answer a lot of the structure of the deal questions, like what's going on with these people? What do they need? What do they desire? Okay, now maybe they need to cash out of this house, to buy their next house. They need the down payment off of this house or something like that. It may really be impossible for them with their situation to take monthly payments. All right, so if that's the case and someone says a hard no, sometimes it's the two reasons they usually have is I don't feel comfortable keeping the mortgage in my name. Okay. And sometimes they can do it. I mean, physically, they don't need the cash. Sometimes the house is sitting there vacant. They don't need their credit to move into another house. So what is the real reason they're saying no to you? Is it just because they don't feel comfortable with seller financing? Tell them to look it up in Wikipedia. Hey, go look at Wikipedia. Go look at seller financing in Wikipedia and read there. And they'll realize, oh, okay, it looks like it's not a weird thing. Okay, Wikipedia is actually a decent source that I will send people to. That's why I don't say owner financing in the scripts, believe it or not. This is kind of funny, but they have nothing on owner financing in Wikipedia, but they have a pretty good entry under seller financing that makes it look like a standard business operation, not something crazy. So I do direct people there. So if they just never heard of seller financing and they're just uncomfortable with the concept, I'll tell them, hey, go check out the Wikipedia. And sometimes it just takes a little while of them thinking about it and getting to know you. That's your follow-up. That's really the key. So I will say that if they say a hard no, I ask them why. And then I try to answer the specific objection why they're saying no. Sometimes they're saying, I'm worried about the due on sale clause. And sometimes if you just explain it, then they go, oh, I guess, okay. Or if they're just freaked out about the due on sale clause, but they never say it out loud, you just don't know what the problem is. So that's why you got to say why. Why are you saying no? So if they say, I just not comfortable with the due on sale clause, then you say, well, let's just do a sandwich lease purchase then. That way the title won't transfer and you'll still own the house, but we'll have basically the same terms. We'll have the same deal, but we'll just execute a little differently. So there's no worry about that due on sale clause. So, and sometimes they're worried about keeping the mortgage in their own name because you're not going to make the payments. The only way you can overcome that one is say, hey, have you checked out our website yet? Let them go look at your really professional looking website, maybe your Facebook page if it looks really good, and that will reassure them somewhat. And then you just got to keep calling. So if they don't have a hard reason why they got to say no, then you keep calling because, time and circumstances change all sellers' minds. Now, if they say hard no and I have no other option, that's not due on sale, they just don't feel comfortable taking monthly payments for whatever reason, but it's definitely a hard no, then I will fall back to an option strategy. Now, an option strategy will basically try to be, I hate to say this, but we're sort of like an agent. We're not an agent because we have we're actually a principal in the transaction. And if anybody ever asks you, gee, it looks like you're being an agent, when you do an option agreement, you just say, no, I'm a principal in the transaction. And I have vested interest in the equitable interest is what we usually say, equitable interest in the property. So I have equitable interest in the property. What gives you equitable interest in the property? You've got it under contract and you gave the seller $100. Okay, so that gives you equitable interest. So when you're doing an option, you're going to sign a purchase and sale agreement just like a normal purchase and sale agreement, you're going to set your closing for 90 days out or 120 days out. And then you're going to try to find a cash buyer. Okay, you're going to put it on Zillow and you're going to advertise and do what you can. And that's the only way you can really make money. If they won't take monthly payments, now they've got to give you a spread. They must give you a break on the purchase price, because you have to make, this has to be a deal about the purchase price, because you can't offer terms. So you can't ask over full price. You have to ask maybe even a little discount. So if you're going to do an option, you have to get a better break on the purchase price. Okay, but that's really the only thing, the only strategy. If they won't take monthly payments, the only thing you can do is what we call a straight option. Okay, so got a lot of notes. Got 2 properties this morning. Yippee! Hey, that's very exciting. Okay, and yes, so that's what I was addressing Caleb's brilliant question there. Morning, Linda. Okay, great. Okay, found 2 deals to work on. All right, great. Well, I love you guys when you're doing action, when you got action going, that's awesome. Got means to seller called me to say he has 2 more properties to sell me. Wow, and you're first in line. Yay, that sounds awesome. That's great. And JT sent an email. Awesome. Good, you're on top of it. Always been relationships. People work with people they like. That is so true. Building rapport, guys. People trust you. Okay, I've never done a straight option before. Good idea. It's really your only option. An option is your only option. And just pitch it, say, well, so you just absolutely can't take monthly payments. Do I understand that correctly? This situation just doesn't allow you to take monthly payments. So you're going to have to get paid off in cash within the next 90 days. Do I have that correct? Or 120 days? All right, well, then here's how we would do this. And then if they love you and they trust you, then it's up to you. But you do have to get some kind of discount, because you're offering the price. You're offering the house just like they would be offering it as a FSBO. So what is your special magic? Maybe you can write a better Zillow ad, get some better pictures up there, market better. You're going to do a 1-hour open house that will market that property a lot better than whatever they're marketing it. And so that's your differentiation. That's why you can sell it sometimes for cash when they can't. Okay, but you usually need to have a good deal. Guys, there's an option seller section in your seller what to say manual. There's 5 sellers in your what to say manual. The first one is creative financing, and that's got all your subject to sandwich lease purchase, seller financing closing calls, subordination closing call, anything fancy creative financing. That's in your creative financing seller section. But then there's an ugly house seller, there's a pre-foreclosure seller, there's an assigning contract seller, and there's an option seller. The option seller section is where it's like the mob guy. Okay, it's Vic and his wife Carol, with Lynette with the big blonde wig. So watch that one for your option deals. Okay. All right. So great day today, guys. And so I'm taking advantage. No, let's see. I'm jumping on this fresh start. I'm jumping on this fresh start. All right, that's our affirmation for today. 3 times on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm jumping on this fresh start. I'm jumping on this fresh start. I'm jumping on this fresh start. Oh yeah, let's get a fresh start and kick it up, because this is summer 2024. This is the time to take action. All right, let's do deep breathing. Nice deep breath in. Always put a big smile on your face. Good. Another one. Wow, that feels good. That's the way to start your day, or continue your day in a big, invigorated way. One more day, deep breath. Extra deep. Smile and let it go. All right, way to go. Let's have a great day today. Let's have a great week this week. Let's hit our KPI of 20 calls a week. Let's really cook this summer. Let's have the hottest summer of our life. All right. So until I see you tomorrow, what are you going to do? You're going to keep expecting success. I think Linda had one last comment. Okay, we'll catch up to you next week, Linda and Caleb. I will talk to you more, and everybody, and I will talk to you to JT. All right, so we'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow at the same Wolf time, same Wolf channel. Until then, keep expecting success, getting awesome training from the Wolf Couple and